Good morning, everyone. I am Debbie Cronister. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today, I'm going to show you one of our papers that's online exclusive. It was an old paper that Stampin' Up! Brought back, and it is called Serene Love. And it was done in black and white, basically, I think. I don't remember it being a color. And I loved it because it was a great one to color because it has beautiful flowers. I'm going to turn you down so you can see my desktop and we'll get started. Really. Okay. Looks like I'm a little bit loose here for some reason. Okay. There we go. Okay. We should be good to go now. Let's get rid of this big piece of white over here. Okay. So this is the paper and this is Native Navy. And that's on the other side. Do you remember those flowers? We colored them in cherry cobbler and real red, and they were absolutely gorgeous to just color and stick on a card. And I'm sure you could do that even though they're Native Navy. And then this is the other side. And then it's in Lost Lagoon. And the other side has the big flowers. And this, I love this pattern. It's just a pretty pattern. And then the other side has the flowers, intense. And then these two are just good colors. It's old olive, and the other side has this beautiful little flower, which I like, and the larger flower as well. I don't think this one's quite as big. Isn't that funny? It doesn't look as big, but no, it's not. It's a smaller flower. Look at that. I hadn't noticed that. Anyway, this is the paper I'm using today. I'm not really using a stamp set except for the greeting. And the stamp set I'm using for the greeting is called Remarkable You. It's one of our online exclusives. And I love these like this. They're just really cute. This flower is amazing. I've used it for one of my classes. These two stamped without the outline makes it look like a watercolored flower. So it's really a nice set. So this is my sample that I made up to start with, because you start with a layout and then you work up a sample. So this is my sample. Pretty plain, I felt like. It felt like it needed something more to me, but I couldn't figure out what. I tried a bow, but the bow didn't work. Oh, maybe the bow could go right there. Let's stick it on there. I got a glue dot here. I didn't add any bling to it. I felt like the paper was kind of busy to start with. Oh, if I put it on there, then when it opens, it'll stay on there. Cute, huh? So what I am using is our dies, the Everyday Arches dies. I love these because there's so many sizes and you can do all kinds of things. So I did cut the Everyday Arches dies in a special way. So let's get started and I'll show you how I made this card. We're going to make the next one in Lost Lagoon. One of my favorite colors is Lost Lagoon. And so I've already got some of this, of course, cut out and ready to go, so we aren't here for days. But I will show you how I did it. So I'm going to start with my card base. My card base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25, normal card base. But then I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut from the top left-hand corner to the bottom right-hand corner. And that's really important. Top left, bottom right on all of these. Okay, so I'm going to stick this in here and I'm just going to cut from that score line right in the middle to the bottom left corner, bottom right corner. Okay, top right, bottom left. Okay, then I have a piece of basic white cardstock. Going to do the same thing. This is cut at 5.25 by 4 because I wanted it to be a little bit smaller, but you notice I'm doing the same thing. On the basic white, it's not going to make any difference if you cut it the wrong way, I don't think, because you can turn it over and reposition it. I don't know. I better not say that. Okay, so this is going to go on right here. Okay, so that leaves me just a little bit of edge of the Lost Lagoon. Let's go ahead and put it on. And Making a mess this morning. I should get the cutter out of the way, huh? I should just finish my cutting and get my cutter out of the way. So I want to leave it so that there's a little bit of an edge, and it is cut 1/4 of an inch smaller to start with. So it should leave like 1/8 of an inch edge all the way around, except for when you put it on crooked. Okay. Now I have my my pattern that I'm going to use for the front, and this is cut at 5 by 3 3/4. And once again, I'm going to cut from the top left to the bottom right. And we're still working on the front. Okay. All right, I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to work on the inside. Now, for the inside, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut from the top left to the bottom right on this piece of 5 1/4 by 4. It's going inside. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this one. And I decided, I think I want to use this side. And I guess that's an important decision to make before I cut it. Which side do I want to use, guys? So let's look at it. So we've got this on the front. It needs to be less busy on the inside, so it does show the contrast. I'm kind of wanting to do this on the inside. I do. I have a flower that I cut out right here that I'm going to put down here. Now the question is that too much busy? Or should I be better? Would it be better to flip this over? Okay, guys, I need you to weigh in. Tell me what you think. Comment in the comments so I can see what you guys are thinking. Or should I do that way? And then add my flower. So let's lay it out. Let me move this cutter and let's lay it out, and then we'll figure it out, right? Okay, so should I do the flower or the design, I guess we'll call it? And then where did I put my little pieces here for the front? Uh-oh. Tell me I've lost them already. Let's see. I know they're here. I know I had them. Okay. Underneath? No. Under here? No. Oh gosh. Where did I put them? Tell me I'm going to have to recut them just because I can't find them? Okay. Did I lay them underneath it? No. Let me just make a quick search here. You know, this is the way it is, isn't it? If you watch Sue Stampfield, she has you take a drink while she looks for whatever she's misplaced. So I could say take a drink, but I haven't found it yet. I think she has you take a drink when she finds it, and I'm not finding what I want. Oh, they're right here, right in front of me. Okay, so for these, instead of putting it I thought I would come down with it, and that will leave me more room for my flower if I just went like that. Okay, guys, what do you think? Should I do the flowers on the other side? Or, since my greeting says, friends are the flowers in the garden of life, or should I do the pattern? Any opinions here? Phyllis likes the flowers. Okay, I think I'm going to go with the flowers, just because of my greeting. Okay, so let's finish this up. So I'm going to cut this from the top left to the bottom right on my paper trimmer. And the nice thing about this, guys, is I've got enough here. I've got pieces here to do 2. So when you're doing 1 card, you can do 2 very easily. Okay, let's get these on here. I don't think that's glued on. No. Okay. Oops, I almost put that on the wrong side, didn't I? We used to have a really pretty Lost Lagoon ribbon when Lost Lagoon was one of our in colors. And I've had some that I've used and I'm almost out of it. I have like less than a half a roll left, which is such a shame because it's such a pretty ribbon. Okay, let's attach these two together. And I will put all the measurements for this on my blog, as well as it'll go on, the video will go on YouTube, it'll go on my blog as well. So you'll be able to find everything there. And it's a really simple card. You could whip out a bunch of these in no time. So I added a layer to this one compared to the green one, because I kind of wanted to step it up a little bit. Okay. Oh, I wasn't supposed to cut the white one off, because now I have no place to write in there, huh? Let's see if I can pull that up real quick. Or if it's glued together too much. It's too glued. We're going to leave it. You know what? I could put the other half in here and leave. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the other half in there. And I am going to leave a little space in between. So it looks like I meant to do it. Just like that. Perfect. Now it looks like it was intended to be that way, doesn't it? Let's get it so it's not showing. Okay. Yeah, that was supposed to stay. Okay, let's, I stamped this with the, since we're using Lost Lagoon, I wanted something that was a little bit darker. So I went with Pretty Peacock on the greeting because it just pops up a little bit better. I did cut these two out of the, using the Everyday Arches. Just like that. And then this one I used the Everyday Arches and I put it on the die. Let me grab the die. So when I cut it, this is not the right die, it's the next one down. Okay. I cut it, I lined it up like this so that it didn't cut that edge. Can you guys see that? That edge is not cut. So I didn't care if it got the dots. I could have moved it over a little bit further, but I didn't want it to cut. So, anyway, that's what I did. And then I'm just going to attach, and I wanted to be heavy enough to keep the card closed because my other one doesn't really hold the card closed. And part of that's probably that I need to varnish it. Okay, and this one, I'm going to attach this. You know what? I know I have some white ribbon. I have our new 1/4 inch white ribbon. I'm going to put a little bit of that underneath this. Just enough to stick out from under the flower. You know what would be better? I know the silver and white would give it a more elegant look. So let's do that. And we'll go that way. And that will stick out from under my flower. And let's put some glue dots on there. Now I'm going to put some of the Stampin' Seal on there. And I want it over this way, just to hold my ribbon. And we can trim that off. I'm going to put that on with a couple of dimensionals so it pops up. Let's see how this is going to work. Where do I want to place that? Higher, lower? Not at all. Okay. My thought was to come down this far because then that would hold the card closed better. But that won't work. So I'm going to put this on. Right in here. I'm just going to go I'm going to make sure that it doesn't cover my flower, but I want it centered. Okay, I think that's where it's going to go. Looks good. And it's okay if it covers part of my flower. I'm going to trim, whoops, my glue is sticking on there. I'm going to trim these off. I don't want to cut both of them at that time. Okay, and then I'm going to attach my flower right in there. And I think I'm going to do it, I don't think I'm going to pop it up. I'm just going to put it flat on. I need my silicone mat. There we go. It's pretty just like that, isn't it? It doesn't even need this flower. Can I put the flower? No, that won't look right. So the flower that I used is the edge of the paper. You know how sometimes you have those beautiful flowers right along the edge and you want to use them? And so what I did is I just used that one that was along the edge. So it gave me a nice straight edge on this side. So it looks like it's supposed to be there. And yet it's, yeah, I should have cut that at a little more angle. Okay. And there is my card. I really like it. I think it's really pretty. I could think of a couple of different things. I might do this larger and put the flower on the bottom of this. Feels like it's all down here, but that's okay. I mean, you could write a note in here. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't write a note in here. You could. You could write around the tag. So, yeah, there it is. There's my card for today. So thank you for joining me. You can find the instructions at stampwithdeb.com, and I will see you next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time at Wake Up Wednesday. Bye-bye.